What's up YouTube, this is Comics Unknown. Today we're breaking down X-Force issue number 1 by Benjamin Piercy. Go ahead, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll jump right in. So this version of the X-Force was published on November 6, 2019 as part of the Dawn of X storyline. The X-Force is the CIA of the mutant world, and this team includes Beast, Wolverine, Black Tom Cassidy, Kitty Pryde, Jean Grey, Sage, Professor X, the Healer, and Domino. So let's go ahead and jump right into issue 1. It begins with a group of humans wearing masks, and they're sitting around a giant table, and there are probably about 20 or so of them, but one individual is wearing a white suit, and they stand up and start telling everybody how there is us and there's them. So they have to take a purity test that requires a little bit of blood to see if an individual has the X gene before they can begin the meeting, and if the test should be positive for the X gene, and his companions will scrub away that stain. But he explains how there's a psionic shield surrounding the chamber to ensure their privacy in case someone's listening in, but the mutants already took precautions against that. So the white suit's companion arrives at someone sitting around the round table with the purity test. Everyone is masked still, so we don't know who this group is, but the individual sitting down takes their gloves off, and they say it takes a lot of luck to get in there, but it's going to take a lot more to get out. So we get the reveal that Domino has infiltrated the hate group, and she attempts to get away and almost does, but the white suit's companion grabs her just in time and throws her to the ground, and he says he requires blood, so Domino has been captured by the group of masked individuals. Then it switches to Krakoa, which, if this is your first time checking out the videos, it's a mutant nation living state, so the island is alive and it's also a paradise that all mutants are welcome to live at. And even the Omega level mutants, as well as the ones that are bad. So Beast is walking along Krakoa, and he's taking its samples in the forest, tracking something, but he gets attacked from behind by a creature that they do not provide a name for, and Wolverine is watching all this go down, so he jumps down to help Beast, but Beast doesn't want the help. He just wants Logan to let it be. All Beast wanted to know was what the thing was, and that it can't be a product of their island, which is definitely foreshadowing something. Then Beast and Logan have an interesting conversation about how Beast didn't see what was coming because he felt sheltered, and that's what Krakoa does. It makes everyone feel safe, and when you feel safe, you're soft. So it'll be interesting to see how everyone feels when more of those creatures start showing up. And it also shows you the green bonded alarm system, which is something new. It's the external nervous system that transmit plant intelligence to neural intelligence with the host Black Tom Cassidy. So it cuts to him getting information from Krakoa about a ship arriving that doesn't belong, and Jean Grey uses telepathy to talk to Black Tom Cassidy about the disturbance on the northwest shore, but it's just Kitty Pryde and the Marauders. Krakoa is still communicating with Tom Cassidy, and he's trying to explain that there is something aboard the Marauders, something maybe involved with the black market or smuggling, but Jean flies over and explains that's not what she's talking about. She tells him that ship is full of pain. And I'll go ahead and break down Marauders issue number 1 as well to give you a little bit better of understanding. But Kitty Pryde tells Jean Grey that there was no way they were going to make it through the gates. In this Dawn of X, Kitty Pryde has the power to phase or walk through anything except the gateways back to Krakoa. So that is also very cool, and we'll figure that out as we go along. But Kitty tells Jean that there's someone else who should be thanked, and that's Colossus. He's the one Xavier sent to Russia, but Kitty doesn't want him to hurt it anymore. Then it cuts to the Seoul International Airport with a few suspicious individuals boarding a plane to Honolulu, Hawaii, but you can tell by the way they're looking something's up. They begin the boarding process, and the crew of the plane is being really friendly, but they are just not getting anything for a response. And when they get to their seats, the pilots start telling them that the passengers are going to have to change course because of a big storm system over the Pacific, adding another hour of flight time. Then we go to the Professor, Charles Xavier, one of my favorite characters. In this X-Men series, he does have Cerebro, but it is different than the previous versions. He wears this one like a helmet with the X symbol on it, so it's always with him, but he is getting ready to walk through a gateway and asks Sage. It's been more than a week since Cerebro lost contact with Domino because she went missing at the beginning of this issue. She wants to double check the system to see if somehow she turned up She searches but doesn't find anything in the system logs, which keeps track of every mutant on the island and every mutant that walks through a gateway, so Charles tells Sage to let him know if anything changes, and he walks through a gateway to Sokovia, which is a really cool Easter egg towards the MCU. He is being greeted and both the people and Charles are giving thanks to each other for showing up. They take pictures and have some drinks and want to talk about their future alliance. Charles gets offered a drink and he does take it, but it zooms in real close to the glass, but he does drink it, and I'm sure he would be able to tell if something was in the drink. And it cuts back to the healing gardens where there are so many injured and unconscious. The healer's asking Jean to help with their minds if she can, and she begins to see all sorts of twisted things from these individuals, and Jean can't tell the healer where it hurts because it hurts everywhere. And then it cuts back to the plane where they start losing air and people begin to pass out because those suspicious individuals from earlier have now hijacked the plane, and they are getting ready to jump out of the plane, and they head southwest and raise the plane to 60,000 feet, and they start to jump out and it shows them entering the perimeter of Krakoa, which Tom Cassidy and Sage both see because those alarm systems we talked about earlier. Sage thinks it's Domino maybe, but why wouldn't she be in communication with everyone if she's coming back? Xavier realizes what's going on and he walks back through the gateway to Krakoa. The individuals are getting closer and are within 1,000 feet. Veer, Tom Cassidy, and Sage still don't know if it's Domino at this point because, like Wolverine said at the beginning, when you're safe, you're soft, and they deploy their chutes, and Xavier is telling Tom Cassidy how identifying and categorizing people or mutants is Sage's business and not his, but the individuals are closing in on the island and stay centered on the target. Tom Cassidy is trying to tell Xavier that they need to think through their defense. The individuals pull their chutes, and Xavier explains that all mutants can be trusted. They are all in this together. Krakoa is not a prison. Wolverine noticed something from the woods, and there is a red laser on one of the mutants on Krakoa as Xavier is talking about welcoming his friends. The mutant gets shot, and a bunch of other lasers begin to appear all around the mutants, and all hell breaks loose. And they're trying to get Xavier out. Sage, Jean Grey, and Wolverine are all watching and running towards him as well, just repeating no over and over again, as all the other mutants are taking on some of the intruders on the island. Tom Cassidy is just destroying this person with Krakoa because if you come to fight him, you come to fight Krakoa too. It shows Xavier struggling because they've outfitted it with a psionic block and he can't run because he is the finish line. Wolverine, Beast, Jean Grey are doing everything they can to get to Xavier, but they see him being held at gunpoint in a field and Xavier gets assassinated right in front of them, and that sends Wolverine into a rage and he just begins killing everybody in sight, but Beast has to pull him off because they need one alive to know what happened, and they are all in shock, and Tom Cassidy can sense it from the other part of the island and wants them to tell him that it's not true, but everyone is just stunned. Alright, so that is how X-Force issue number 1 ends, so we'll go ahead and pick up on X-Force issue number 2 and see how those individuals got on the island, what happens with Xavier, and all that. So if you could leave a like, comment, and subscribe, it would be much appreciated. I'm going to be doing breakdowns for The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, tons of comics, and also a bunch of movies. So please leave your comments, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and just have a good day, guys.